So because of that total at Worlds, you became the 9th lifter to get an invite to go back to the next Sheffield of 2024. So touching on that, what's going to be different this time in terms of your prep for it? Anything that you're going to keep the same? Talk to us about your strategy leading into this next Sheffield, and do you feel like you've got something to prove going in this time?
What I did at last Sheffield and last Worlds was on E, and so I'm excited to see what that's going to be like when it's on full. We had to sort of take a break from the conventional way that we would normally, Dom would normally run a program for me, because it's probably not best when you're feeling broken to be doing that kind of stuff. So we've gone back to what we did before Auckland's and before Commonwealths, and those were two very good comps for us. Our goals are really high, much higher, but I'm feeling extremely confident about it. And then in terms of having something to prove, I didn't know until the day before Sheffield that some of the podcasts had picked me for winning. I didn't actually.
Wow.
Dom was like, have a listen to the podcast the day before, and I didn't realize like how much people thought that I would be up the top. And you don't think about it too much, but you're sort of like, I guess I let those people down by coming 9th. So I'd like to prove them right this time.
Obviously, you've got a few world records under your belt now, no pun intended. I know you're a person that likes to set these crazy goals. So sort of what goals have you got for your future in powerlifting? We're talking Sheffield, more world records, titles. What's sort of the end game for you?
Yeah, this time for powerlifting it seems like it's just like on an upward trajectory, and it's happening fast. So I don't even know what next year is, not next year, 2025 is going to look like, and plans for that. But within the next year, it's definitely, I'm aiming to win Sheffield. I'm aiming to defend my world title. And then after that, I'm sure that things have progressed even further. After that, there's World Games, which is like a step down from Olympics. So that's also in the mix. And I'm thinking about that a lot. So winning a world champs, that gets you pretty much to the World Games. So yeah, like the next 18 months it's going to be another push.
And anything sort of outside of powerlifting you see on your horizon in the next couple of years?
I mean, I've still been working a lot. Not a lot, but working hard. Working enough. And I've put sort of that progression on hold whilst I'm progressing through powerlifting, and it's taken a backseat in that regard. I'm almost at the end of being fully qualified. I literally just have to do one more thing, but honestly, with these competitions coming up, I'm just going to put that on hold until it's done. But all I'm really thinking about is powerlifting and traveling and getting that money.
Get that money, all right. So I've got a couple more before we wrap it up. So what do you think we can do in New Zealand to make powerlifting more popular and grow participation levels?
Oh, wow. This is such a bad question for someone who is very selfish in powerlifting. Yeah, I think a lot is happening now, and it's not being done by me. It's been done by people that like Evie and the people that are in their committees. But I think the small part that we do by being athletes who are going to these huge competitions, who are being put on these platforms, does a lot for exposure. So indirectly, maybe that's something I'm helping with. They're doing a lot already, all the comps, and they're holding lots of them, and the quality of them is getting higher.
And one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in powerlifting?
Yeah. My advice is always just to get started. I guess if you're already in a gym, then talk to a PT about learning how to squat and bench or deadlift. If you've already been doing that, get in touch with a coach. There's lots of coaches in New Zealand now, and they work with people at all stages and ages. But I think the thing that people get stuck on the most is just starting, because that's the hardest part. But once you start, you get addicted pretty quickly. So honestly just get in contact with someone and get to the gym.
So when I first sort of thought we're bringing the show back for a second season, one of the people that was at the top of my list to get back on obviously was you. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for coming back on, sharing your story with us once again, giving us an update where you're at now. I just want to say good luck for the next chapter, and be ready to come back on again after Sheffield and after Worlds. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.